Ansible management node, I have two more other machines. So let me just come back here to my EC2. You can see my 3 instances are running. This is Ansible management node, and these are the 2 worker nodes. So let me log into my Ansible management node, and from here I will be able to manage or control my worker nodes. Okay, so let me just log into my Ansible management node. And also I'll open my GitHub. So this is my playbook. So let me see, this is the stuff which I want to run. Okay, so let me copy this code, come here, and let me first log in as a root user. Sudo su hyphen host name, you can see it is Ansible management node, and I know that the Ansible is installed here. Ansible ls-l, and yesterday I was writing all my playbooks. Now I will write this playbook sudo nano, and this paste, sorry, control X. So I'll say sudo nano, and I will create this guy, Lamstack YAML. Okay, control C, paste it. Now come here, copy this entire content and copy it here, paste. Okay, control X, Y, enter. 1 second. So this is my code. Okay, now in this code I'm going to do it like this. Language, I will say it is YAML. Now I told you 3- means it is starting the script. Host means which host you will be running it on. Then remote user can be Ansadmin or any user, or you can also say something like this, become true. So if you say become true, it means it will become a root user. Okay, then
And sir, one small doubt here. The which is showing in the blue color, it is only related to commands, right? The rest all belongs to comments.
If you talk about comment, okay, comment is something like this. See,
no, command. I'm talking about commands.
Okay, yes, command. Yes,
commands and the test server and ANSI admin, all those things are the content which we wanted to write. Correct?
1 second, give me 1 second. Okay, see, whatever I'm showing you here, okay, it is my code. Okay, it's like hyphen hosts. So this is my code. This is my server where I want to run it. Remote user and admin. So this is, each line has its own meaning. Okay, now if I say become true, means I want to become a root user. Then there are tasks. Task is nothing but the activity which I want to do. So I told playbook will contain a list of activities. So what all activities I want to do. So there are many activities. Like first activity is I want to install Apache, MySQL DB, and PHP. Okay, so I have used Yum module, and these are the softwares which I want to install. The name is HTTPD, PHP, and PHP MySQL, and the state is installed. So this is one activity. 1 second. So this is one activity. Similarly, there is another activity. This is activity number 2. Now, once the service is installed, or once the HTTPD service is installed, I would like to start it. So I manually, if I have to write, I will say service HTTPD start. But I'm writing it via playbook. So I'm writing it like this. Okay. Then third is I want to copy the file. So I'm saying my source, or the place where my file is this etc ansible index.php, and destination is var www html. Where is the destination? So destination is this test server. So whatever IP you will give, that will become your test server. Okay. And then at the end, I told you there is something called notify, and I told you this notify will run only if there is a change here. If there is no change, this notify will not run. If notify will not run, this step will also not run. So change here, notify will run. If notify will run, then handler will run. Okay. So handler is a special condition which will get executed only when it is required, or when notify will notify it. Okay. So let me just do one thing. Index.php I deleted yesterday. So let me just
one more thing. In the second line, we given the user as ans admin, right?
yes.
Anyway, we are running from the ans admin only, right? Remote user also will be taking from ans admin only.
Yes, you are running as ans admin, but many a times what happens, no, we want to write a generic script. Why? Because you don't know where you will be running it. Okay, there are chances that suppose you are running in your test environment. Okay, and in your test environment, ans admin is already there, but in prod environment, this ans admin is not there. So see, the environment can be different. So I am keeping my code, or I'm writing my code in such a way that it is feasible in all the places. Something like that. What I'm trying to do. Okay. So there are two things here. First is the indentation, how the code is aligned, how the code is written. That is one very important thing. And the second is that remember that do not change the template. So the way it is written, you don't change it. See, host name test server. Your server name is different. Let me say your server name is AWS server. Change the name. Remote user, my user is ans admin. Your user is, let me say, XYZ PQRST. Or you want to install a different software, or you want to give a different comment. So these things can change, but the standard template which you're seeing, right, that don't change it, because if you change that, unnecessary problem will occur. So this is what I have done. Okay, so first let me create this index.php. If I don't have, it will fail. So it is etc ansible index.php. So let me come here, ls-l. Is it there? Can you see index.html? No. So let's create it. Sudo nano index.php. So I don't have a code for that. So I will go here and I will say sample index.php code. Whatever code you get from internet, you can take it. So this is the sample code. Let me copy this.
So this code will be written by DevOps guys or developers?
Developer. The playbook will be written by you, but the code will be written by developer. Okay, so copy this, paste it here. Hello world is what is written. Control X, Y, enter. That's it. Now I can run the playbook. So I will say Ansible minus playbook. Okay, then what you want to run? So I want to run this lamstack YAML, but before running it I want to do a check. So I'll say minus syntax check, and it gave me the output. Now let me just go
No,
ahead.
you are not switched into Ansible user, right?
Sorry, but syntax check has happened because Ansible was installed.
Okay.
But you are absolutely right. I should go as Ansible, ANSADMIN. Okay, so I am, or I should run it via Ansible only. Now let me run this. So let me just go ahead and say Ansible minus playbook, and I want to run my lamstack YAML. Enter. Now it is connecting to test server, gathering facts, means it is able to connect to this, and here it has failed. So it is giving me an error. You need to be a root to perform this. So let me just go ahead and say minus B here.
Sir, I think so far we have not connected to this this thing, right? Test server. We are working on only in.
No, we have connected. No, see, in the first class only I told. See, if you want to check, you can say something like this: Ansible, okay, minus M for ping module, and you say test server. See, it is success. So you are able to connect to your test server. So that connection is there. Ansible minus playbook. Okay, Ansible minus playbook, and now I will give this lamstack YAML, and I will minus B to become a root user. So it is gathering facts, means it is able to connect to my server. Now installing here, it has changed. Changed means some activity has happened. Okay, installing changed, enabling changed, copying the task changed. Now because this has changed, the handler was running and the system restarted, but it is already copied, right? One time only I will copy. Next time if I copy, it is already there. So what they will do is, if I run it again, see here, it is simply giving me okay. It is not telling changed. And very important thing, while copying the file, it gives me okay, means nothing was changed, and hence the handler never got executed. Okay, so this is how you work with handlers. Handlers are very important, and many a times you will see that handlers contain a piece of code which is a conditional execution. If this activity happens, then only I want my handler to run, something like that. Any questions here?
Sir, when you change the only in file, then only it will show as a change, right?
Yes, I can show you that. Let's go ahead and change our index.html. Sorry, index.php. Hello world. Form Ansible. Okay. Control X, Y, enter. Now let me run it. See, copy file, changed, and hence the handler got executed, and I get a change. If there is no change, the handler will not get executed. Okay. Any doubts, any questions, please go ahead.
So suppose if there is any thing wrong in the code, can we track that in?
See, if you have anything wrong, you can track it here. Minus syntax check. Okay. See, if you have written something wrong, something which is wrong. Okay. Now let me say I have written, instead of test server, I have written test server 1.
Sir, I'm not talking about the playbook. I'm talking about the code.
Code in the sense, which code?
That PH something we have taken from Google.
Index.php.
This is simple copy paste. So I'm simply copying a file. I'm not doing anything there.
No, I think he's asking, as per developer, if developer given some wrong code, how will get to know that is wrong, failing due to the
Then your
code
pipeline will fail. No, your pipeline will only fail.
Okay.
See, the playbook will not fail because it is a copy of file. So copy will any happen. You copy A, B, C, D,
No.
copy, that will get copied. But when you run that PHP file, because at the end of the day, you will be running your CI/CD pipeline, right? When you run CI/CD pipeline, then it will fail.
Okay.
What is the significance of AnsAdmin? So if you remember, AnsAdmin was my user. So I told you that when I start with SSH, I need a user who should be common in both master and slave, or my Ansible management node and my worker node, because at the end of the day, they have to do a SSH connection. They need to talk to each other. Okay, the name does not have any significance. If you want to give AnsAdmin, you give AnsAdmin. If you want to give some other name, give some other name. There's no problem with the name. Okay, so here I made a problem. I have told test server 1, but all of us know that there is no test server 1. So let's see if we execute this, what will happen. Okay, sorry, I changed that the name. I should change here. Wait a second now. How is it taking it if it is? Okay, sorry, I'm making changes at the wrong place. Control X, sudo nano. I should change at Lambda. Okay, here instead of test server, I will say test server 1. Okay, Control X, Y, enter. Okay, now let me run this. Ansible playbook Lambda. Oh, I did not give -p. See here, it is saying skipping. No host matched, means whatever you have given is not right. So this is the error. So every time when you do some kind of a mistake, okay, it will prompt you and you have to read that error message and you have to understand why that error is coming. Or suppose, let me say, I have given one unnecessary, this thing, what do you say? I have removed one space, okay. This I have corrected. Okay, but I have given unnecessary space. Now what should happen? See here, it is prompting you. This is the place where it is an error. A offending line appears, and this is the place where it is offending. So you have to go ahead and check the syntax. So it is saying we are unable to read your YAML file, and there is a problem with your YAML file, and this is the place. So see, if it is showing at the right place, then it's very good. But many times it will happen, it will not show the right place. You have to figure out where the problem is, and you have to fix the problem. Okay. Now we move ahead. Now there is something called Ansible roles. Okay, wait. Ansible roles. Now what is roles? Now, basically, when you start,
one query actually, why we need to give always like become sudo user, because we already giving in the VI sudo, we are changing the user, we are giving the rights to the user and admin,
yes,
and we
but
are
you have not given installation rights. See, the user has to install something. See, copy a file and all can work.
okay.
But installing and all will not work. So if you just say copy file from source to destination, that will work. Okay, but if you're trying to install a software or do anything, then you need admin rights. You need that privilege.
Like we can give the rights to like ans admin, or we cannot.
You can. Yes, you can. Okay, but
How we can do, like where we can need to give that?
by giving -b. -b is your ans admin. See, at the end of the day, ans admin is only executing everything. The moment you say -b, it is like giving them
No,
the
other than giving every time -b, like when we are executing, we can give like at the time of user creation, uh, uh, we can give that installation rights.
I think yes. I'll get back to you on this because
When
I
we are
don't.
giving the power no to the user, that time can we able to give?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So there are more places where we have to make changes. So bare minimum vi sudo and cd.
So instead of making all and all, then we have to customize something which we required.
But generally we don't give admin rights to people like everyone will have admin rights. That will not work.
Yes, yes, I got it. Normally we can give, but we won't give to the normal users, right?
So generally if there is a root user, then one root user is enough. You can't have multiple root user. It is a risk because root user can delete, create everything they can do. So high risk.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, when you started your work or when you installed Ansible, you came across three things. One is your Ansible configuration file. The other one was the host file. And the third was roles. Okay. Now, why should I use roles? Now, basically what happens is when you start writing a playbook, there are high chances that this playbook becomes big and very big. Okay. It becomes so big that managing that playbook is itself a problem. So I told that when you start with Ansible, you start with ad hoc commands. But then I told you that the ad hoc commands are not reusable. So if you have to make it reusable, you have to go and write playbooks. Now I am saying when you write a playbook and you keep editing that playbook, there will be a time when the playbook becomes very big, like 1,000 lines, 500 lines. So that big playbook. Now, if you have such a big playbook, managing that playbook will seriously become a challenge for you. Okay. So what we try to do is we try to break this playbook into small pieces. And we kind of modularize the approach. So let me say if there is a playbook which is having 500 lines, so we kind of try to break them into 100, 150, 50, 100, so that the small modules can be managed. And in case there is a problem, I exactly know where the problem is. So I am trying to bring modularity into picture. Okay. To bring that modularity in picture, I will use something called Ansible roles. Okay. So if somebody says, why am I using Ansible roles? So Ansible roles will give modularity. How will it give? I'll show you just now. Okay. So I'm going to start with roles. Okay. So let me come here. Okay. First is ls minus l. Sorry, clear all these things. ls minus l. So you can see these many things are there. And here I can see roles is there. So let me go inside cd roles. Now, if you go inside my script, so suppose this is the script I have. This is a script which I have, right? See, this is the script, the Lambda script which I just now written.
The role file we have not created, right?
No, it comes with Ansible. Okay, it's come by default from Ansible. So if you see the tasks, there are two tasks. One is this task where you are trying to install something, okay, and start the service. And then there is second task called copy module. Okay, so task, I am generally classifying it as two tasks. One is installation of something. This is the installation part, and this is the copy part. So now I will show you how I will break this. How many lines of the code is there? Some 35 lines only, but I will show you how to break this into small pieces. Okay, so I identified my task. I told one of the tasks is install and the other one is copy. Okay, so I will go inside roles, and here I'm going to run this. I'm going to create a folder with this name. You give any name again, there's no hard and fast. So I'm saying sudo. I'm going to use roles, and in roles I will use something called Ansible Galaxy. So I'll say Ansible Galaxy init install. Give any name of your choice. Okay, I have given the name as install. Enter. So it says role install was created successfully. So there is a role with the name as install. Now what is unique about this? So to check this, I will install a software here. Okay, sudo yum install tree. So tree has nothing to do, but only it will show you the structure. Okay, the folder structure in a good diagrammatic manner. So ls minus l. So in the roles folder, I have something called install. So if I come here and say tree install, you will see I get a folder structure like this. See here, install is at the starting, default inside that main.yaml, file, handler. So basically the folder structure is looking something like this. Okay, similarly, I will create one more folder structure, copy, and I will show you both of them. Then I will tell you what I am trying to do here. Paste. So it says role copy successfully installed. If I do ls minus l, I will see two folders are created, copy and install. So if I say tree copy, so you will see the folder structure of copy, default, files, handler, meta, task, like this. Similarly, if you come here and say tree install, you will see a different folder structure for this install thing, install folder structure. Now, what is unique about this? So what I'm trying to do here is default, I don't want to put anything. Files, I'm not dealing with files now. Handler, yes, I'm dealing with handler, but handler I'm dealing here. So there is something called tasks. In the task, there is something called main.yaml. So what I will do is I'll go inside install, I will go inside task, and I will go inside main.yaml, and I will paste this content. So this small thing which you're seeing now, this thing, I will take from here, Control X, Control V. There are some unnecessary spaces. I will remove those spaces. Okay. Now this is an activity, or this is in the task. There is this what we're doing, right? So let me come here. So I will go inside install, inside task, and in the main YAML, I will edit all these things. So I'll say sudo, first go to the location, cd, go to install, in install, go to tasks, and here you will find main.yaml already there. So this main.yaml is saying, so if I just open this sudo nano main.yaml, so it is saying task, whatever task you have, you put it here. So I've already taken it here, Control A, Control X, put it here. So I have taken the task module from there and I've kept it here. So if I come back here again, what I did, there was a program which was 35 lines. I took one part of that and I have put it here. In the install, there is tasks, and inside main.yaml I have put it. Similarly, now I will go to copy module, and in copy module I have something called tasks, and I will keep that in this main.yaml. I have something called handler. I will keep it in here like that. So I'm trying to break this big code into small pieces. So let me take this. So this is my second task. Control X, Control V. Any unnecessary spaces are there, remove it. Okay, so Control A, Control C. Now here, CD, where are you? Just say pwd. So I'm in roles install. So I'll just come out cd ... Then one more step out. Now I will say ls-l. So I am going to copy module, cd, copy module. In copy module, I will go to my task module. Okay, here I will say sudo nano main.yaml, and I will paste my content here. Control X, paste it. So it is not like I'm doing something extraordinary or something very fancy. It's only that I am picking up the right content and putting it at the right place. Okay. Similarly, cd ... Now here, if you come back to your copy module, you will see there is something called handler. Okay, so I'll go to my handler module. In my handler module, I will say sudo nano main.yaml. Okay, I will copy the handler content here. Come here. Where is the handler content? This is the handler content. Okay, take this. Control X. Again, same thing. Remove the unnecessary spaces. So it is just copy paste. Okay, but where to copy paste, that is important. You can't keep everything anywhere like that. Paste.
So because this is like kind of YML, whatever you are written previously, it is kind of argument you are passing, right? Like those are the.
You can't say it is argument. It is, see, it is just modularizing the content. So if you just come back here, okay, this guy.
So I can say like this host, remote user, those are like a kind of variable or kind of task that already defined. So we are just sending some of the value or argument that to make that host like test server and remote user and admin, kind of how we are doing in the code, right? Like sending some argument to the functions.
Correct. But see, when I talk about playbook, I am writing everything in the playbook only. Means if the playbook is correct, everything will happen. But now I am breaking that playbook into small modules, and small modules are going and sitting inside the role. So if you see here, like the copy module has this task, and in main.yaml I copied the content from playbook and I put it here. Similarly, in the handler I found something, I copied the handler here. Similarly, when you come here, install module. In install module, I have pasted my task here. So now if you go back to your original code, you're seeing you're left with only 1, 2, 3 lines. All I have copy pasted at different places. So now what I will do, so now I will say cd dot dot cd dot dot. Okay, now again cd dot dot. Now I will create one more playbook. I will sudo
Sir,
nano,
why are you using 3 times cd dot dot?
because I want to come 3 folders out. See here, if you go here, na,
Handler, copy and roll. Okay.
three folders out. I can do like this also. If you don't want to use 3 times, no, you do like this: cd dot dot backslash dot dot backslash dot dot. Okay, means 3 steps you need to come out. Okay. I've already come out, so I will not do anything. Now here ls minus l. Where are you? On top of the roles folder. Here you are going to create a new playbook. So I say sudo nano. Okay, and here I'm going to say role playbook role. Give any name. Okay, I'm just giving a name like this. Dot YAML. Okay, and here I'm going to write the leftover, whatever is left with me, this thing, right? Control A. Sorry, this is not needed. So let me remove this guy, this is not needed. Control X. Paste. So now I'm left with this two. Okay, and one small thing I have to change. Copy module is here. That's done. Link, one second. This is how it will look like now. Okay, so dash new line starting, host is test server, remote user is Ansible admin, and now I am saying go in the roles folder. In the roles folder, you will see the install module and one copy module. Whatever is installed inside install, you work on that. Whatever is inside copy, you work on that. So now if you see,
And sir, we are not defining the handler, right?
No, we define the handler, no? Like cd roles, and in the roles I will go to copy module. So if you come to your copy module, ls minus l, here there is a handler module, right? cd handler, and in the handler I have main.yaml, sudo nano main.yaml. I have my handler content here. Okay, so the task thing I have put it in task section. The handler thing I have put it in handler section. If you are using files, you put it in file section. So like that, I'm breaking into small pieces. Now, if you break into small pieces, now the good thing is that some fine day when you have to debug, you have to manage, then it will seriously be very easy for you. Okay. So
because can you tell this actually a copy and install? Okay, so copy and installation means copying files and installation of software. Like in this copy and install, we are having some default handlers we got to know, and tasks also we got to know. And variables means we'll define some variables. Other than that, some
see, first of all, the name which I gave, install, copy, you can give any name. It is not mandatory that you should also give the same name. Okay. So this is kind of a folder name. Now there is something called defaults. Now many a times you want to pass some default values. Okay, like by default the user is, let me say, Vikas. So you want that even if I give some values, the default user should be picked up. Okay, so you pass those default values here. Files means if you are dealing with files, in the sense you are copying some file, reading some data from some file. So in that case, you put this files. Handler, you understood?
Okay, in the files we just in the files there is no main.yaml, right? Just will in the files folder we'll just copy files. That's it, right?
Yes, yes. You
Yeah.
just give the names.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have meta. Meta in the sense like created, when was it created, who created it, all those details if you want to give. Readme.md is more of a comment kind of a thing where you write why this playbook was created, who created it. If you have some templates, you put it here. If you have some test cases, you put it here. If some variables, you put it here, like that.
Templates means what type of templates will keep? Like
Templates in the sense, see, many a times what happens is that there is an organization, okay? So there are 3 developers. They will want that every developer should follow the same template. So when I say template, I'll tell you what do I mean. See, there, if you write like this, suppose you take this handler, write it here, okay, and this thing, you write it here somewhere now. See, syntactically it is not wrong, okay? Syntactically it is not wrong and it will execute. But many times what will happen is people will get confused. So what companies do is they have their own standard templates where they will have hosts and then they will keep it like this, remote user. So basically the things which are standardized or template, they keep it like this only, and something which you have to change, they will put it like this. Okay.
okay, they take it from this template files and then they will write the code according to the like
Yes.
playbook, right?
Correct. So companies generally want that there should be uniform environment. 5 developers are working. It should not happen 5 developers work in 5 different ways. Like these 5 developers leave my company and go. And new 5 developers come, they will say, what is this? Who has written this? So I don't want any confusion, and that's the reason I want to go with templates. Okay. This is the guy template.
Okay, how the system will get to know, like after tasks.xml, suppose in the copy folder we created task in the task we given main.xml, main.yml, and after that only handler should implement like
no, it will figure it out. It will figure it out because see the template which Ansible is saying you write in this template. It means Ansible is already aware of that. Okay.
okay.
So we say it's a Jinja template. I don't want to get into complexity, but it is Jinja template. Jinja template is a standard template. So what I have done is I have written a new playbook here, playbook roles.yaml. And if I go inside this, I am saying that 3 host is going to be my test server. The remote user is going to be ansadmin, and go inside this roles folder. In roles folder, you will find install and copy, and then install will run on install and copy will run on copy. So Control X. Okay. Now how to execute it? Same. Ansible minus playbook. Okay, and then the name of the playbook. Before running, I would like to do a syntax check.
Ansible not came. S not came.
ANS. Okay, there's some problem.
Sudo you have missed out.
And syntax check also S is missing.
This S is missed out. See, it is giving me playbook role. Now if I execute it, to you it will look like that it is normal only, nothing has changed. Like that it will. For you, nothing will change. For you, it looks like it is running from a standard playbook only. But in the background, I have split it into small pieces. And you can see that these pieces are getting.
This
carry.
is success, but not change because we already created. Right?
Yes,
We
this is
already-
already created.
Yes.
And if you want to change something, you can come here. See, I'm telling you, this is not very difficult. The only difficulty which we face is where to keep what, because first time when you do know that's the only problem. But if you understand where to keep what, then you will not face any problem. So let me show you. I'm just changing this small thing here. Okay, let me run my playbook again. Okay, something has failed here. Destination HTML not writable. Okay, there is some problem. Let me just go ahead and say -b. Now this time it has been able to do it. And because the copy ran, it also ran the handler along with that. Okay. Now, many a times people will say, I just gave -b. You also give -k. So when you say -k, it will ask you for password also. So unless and until you know the password, you will not be able to execute. So it is kind of protecting your stuff. Okay. So you say pass123. So you know the password, right? Then it will work. You understood now the power of this thing, -k. So -k means give me the password, give me the password, let me authenticate whether you are a right user or not. If you are a right user, then only I will allow you to go ahead. So -b is saying become a root user, but -k is enforcing the user to validate himself. Even if you have given no password authentication as yes, no, but still it will ask you for the password before running. Okay, so I'll stop here. Any questions?
The password is cloud password or
No, answer admin password. Answer.
Can you go to the ansible.config file once? 3 files we create once after installing Ansible, like roles and hosts and role hosts and Ansible config will be there. Right? That file.
This is first,
Yeah.
second, third. These 3 files will be created.
In the ansible.config file, what we will do normally?
See, generally we don't touch this file. Okay, unless and until you are very confident, like I will always recommend not to touch this file, because all the basic configuration related things are present here. Okay, like I also don't touch this file most of the times. These are all configuration related. There are many things which you can change here. So the path, okay, SSH connection. So all these things can be changed, but I hardly touch all these things. So if you go and give this host key checking as yes. Okay, see, host key checking is false. So every time before going ahead, it will ask you for the password.
Okay.
Like this, there are many configuration things, and I will recommend, unless and until you're very sure what you're changing, don't change anything here. These all are the configuration files. Okay, now there is one more topic which is left here, which is Ansible. Ansible this thing secret. So when I go to Ansible Vault or Ansible Secret, I'll teach you how to protect your playbook. Now your playbook is like simply written. Anybody can come, edit and do anything. But in production, we don't work like that. We have Vault. Vault is like you put a lock and key. So only you will be able to unlock it and run it and then see the output like that. So I'll teach you how to work with vaults. Okay. Any questions related to today's class? If you have any, please go ahead. Okay, fine. So I'll stop these instances. We meet tomorrow again, and tomorrow we will learn how Vault works. Okay, see you then, guys. Bye-bye.